Good morning. Good morning, Diane. Diane, is it going to be just me and you this morning because everyone is sleeping in because it's a holiday? That's what I'm thinking. We'll go back to old times, Diane. It'll just be you and I. Good morning, Heidi. Good morning, Jackie. Good from Sweden. Yasmin, good morning. Good morning, sweet Carol. Good morning, Judy. Oh, 2 p.m. there? It's 7 o'clock in the morning here. I'm going to wait a few minutes and let everybody join. Good morning, Joe. Carol, I haven't got a package. I got a package from Tammy. I did a video on it. I have to show y'all in person, though. 1 p.m. Jasper, you're not far from me. Judy, you're Clint. Are you Clint's wife? Yeah, I think you are. Maybe tomorrow. I got this in the mail from Tammy, and it has my, when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance, engraved on the bracelet. I love this present. Good morning, Miss Becky. Isn't it cute? I thought it was cute. So I went to my son's Friday, and Shane and I cleared his property, and you see all these bug bites. Like, I have them everywhere, and they itch so bad I cannot stand it. And it's keeping me up. Like, I've got them all right here. And I don't think it's poison ivy because, it's not. There were sweat bees all over me. So I don't know if it's sweat, but the sweat bees make you itch. Oh, I'm just dying. I'm just like, Anyway, my mother was like severely allergic to poison ivy, but I've never. Shane is too, but I'm not. Thank you, Heidi. Good morning, sweet Sue. Canada. Let me get my curling iron out. I'll tell y'all why I have to get ready this morning. Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you. I'm going to wait a few more minutes. Yeah, but see, like right here, it's all broke out. But it's not broke out like poison ivy. It's like, I know, it's going to make it worse. It's broke out like it's, I don't know. I'm dying. I don't know what to put on it. Anyway. New York. I wish I was in New York. I still wish I was in New York. Leanne, that was my dream, is to live in New York. And I have visited a couple of times New York. Back when I was a robot instructor, we had our conventions in the slap dab middle of New York, and I just loved it. I loved it. We would go for it would be me and a bunch of girls, and we would go to the convention, and it would last like, I don't know, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's how we got our certification updated and stuff. We got our credits, our CEUs. And so I used to love it. My feet hurt all the time. You know what? My mother used to put Clorox on her poison ivy. I'll try that. I think I used all my Clorox now that I think about. New York. Calamine lotion. I don't know. I don't feel like it's poison oak because it's like, I don't know. See, it's there. Ain't no telling what it is. Okay, Kayla, I thought you was going to sleep in. I was wondering where you were, Kayla. All right. Let's get this party started. And I feel like pressure right now because Shane is home. And I'm like, I can't be talking about serious stuff with him around. Like this, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he needs to go away. I'm like, you need to go away because I got work to do. We need to have our Aunt Judy conversation. Tammy's the one that gave you the bracelet. Tammy, I love my bracelet. I love it. Okay. This is why I'm getting ready. No, I do not have family coming over to eat, anything like that. My youngest son has to work today because he gets time and a half. So he's like, I got to work. So he is working today. And my oldest son just moved into a house. I'm doing a video tomorrow about us going to clear his property and all that stuff. So he's not coming over. My dad is here. I got my protein drink. And in a cute little glass, my son is back in school. My youngest son is back in school. And so he is working at Target. And he is I don't know what he's called. He sent me this message and he's like, Mom, I am fixing to be the master barista. Is that how you say it? Like coffee guy where he trains people. So if you're in the Florence area, go see my son at Starbucks and tell him I said to make you a good coffee. And oh God, curling irons off. Sheesh. This is not going to be a good day. Okay, let's let it warm up again. So if you're in the Florence area, he got me this cute little pretty cup. Go see my son. Say, where is Aunt Judy's son? And you'll see him. So give him a shout out at Starbucks. Tell him I sent you. Okay, so this morning I'm getting ready, not because I have family coming. I'm getting ready simply because when I first started Snead's Farmhouse and opened it up for volunteers, there was this cute little girl that goes to school across the street here in my community. And oh, Cody, I know who you are now. When I saw Cody Scott, I thought it was you, but then I thought it was someone else. So I can't believe he's 7 months old. And I've never met him. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so anyway, this cute little girl that went to school across the street at West Point needed volunteer hours. And so her and her mother came over here to meet me. And she volunteered here and then ended up working here. I don't know, let's just say a year, I guess. And so her and I had the same personality. She is a little entrepreneur. She is the cutest thing since sliced bread. As a matter of fact, she won Miss West Point this year. She is already completed. She's in high school. She's a senior in high school and has already completed her first year of college in high school. She's a little entrepreneur. She has got a little serious boyfriend, and I approve. her Aunt Judy approves of him. Seems to be a good kid. He's a little bit older than her. He's in college too. But she is going places in this world. She is precious. Well, she came to me, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, month ago, I don't know. And she was like, Judy, I want to do a podcast. And I was like, great. That's great. She goes, no, I want you to do it with me. And I'm like, what? Thinking in my head, what? I ain't got time to do a podcast. But she is really wanting to do, and she is the cutest thing ever. Like, y'all will love her. So I agreed to start about a podcast with her. I do not know what I'm doing. I do not know how to put it together. I know nothing. I said, listen, I don't like, you're going to have to be, I'll do it with you, but you're going to have to take control. And I thought this would be a great way for her to connect because, you remember in the video where I talked about, the girl that I was going to ride in the parade? Well, she's the girl that I'm going to ride in the parade because and she's going to have her cute little crown on and all that stuff. But she wants to do this really, really bad. And there's an opportunity for her to be in Miss Alabama. And she's looking for ways to give back and to connect. And she has a passion for it. So of course, I'm going to help her. I'm not going to sit it out, right? I'm going to dance with her and I'm going to do a podcast. So today is our first, what do you call it? Recording. Today is our first recording. Okay, y'all. Oh, dear Jesus. It's going to be that day. It is going to be. Why? Some days I can't do it and some days I can. Anyway, we'll wait for the curling iron to warm up again. I don't know if what am I doing wrong? Okay, let's try this again. So today is our first recording, and she is a little Aunt Judy. Like, I think we should call her Aunt Haley because her name's Haley. I feel like we should call her Aunt Haley because I'm like, what are we talking about today? I don't know. And I'm like, well, are we going to have a subject? And she's like, we'll figure it out when we go because she's just like me. She flies by the seat of her pants and she's a little entrepreneur and she doesn't plan. She talks about whatever she talks about. So today we're recording and she wants to talk about kind of like what I do with my lives. She wants to talk about a lot about mental health and challenges because that's what she wants to work on or whatever. So she wants to talk about that and she wants to talk about other things as well. But so she's supposed to come here at 9:00 this morning. And I thought, y'all know, I don't know what I'm doing. I thought a podcast was just your voice. I didn't realize it was a recording. And so I don't understand the difference in a YouTube channel and podcast. But she said a podcast can be on YouTube. I don't know. I'm learning. And apparently we're doing a podcast and it's called, now I done forgot the name of it. Hang on. It's not up and running yet, but hang on. Let's see. Let me show you. I hope you can see this. This is what she put together. So it's called Noodle Brains. She put this together. And her and I are, we're both girly girls, right? Like, I'm a girly girl. I'm farm, and she is a pageant girl with a crown on. Okay, this son of a gun is not working right because I just turned this on and I have not touched it and it's off. So this will be going back to Ulta. So I guess I may not be curling my hair today. I just bought this not too long ago. Okay, it's plugged in. So anyway, we're both girly girls, but we can get dirty and stuff too. Like we can get down and be a guy. So we're doing that this morning, and I'm really excited about it because I'm glad to be a part of her learning this side of business and giving back. And I can't wait to hear her talk about serious subjects, even though she's a senior in high school, like listening about how mature she is and stuff. But the introduction video is me and her being frilly at first. We have on our dresses and heels, and then all of a sudden we're a farm girl. And so she has chickens too, and she has ducks, and she lives over here by me. So I'm super excited to be a part of her learning this side of business. Okay, it's on. I don't know if it's going to stay on. We'll see. Okay, so I'm doing that this morning. I was going to talk this morning about a situation that happened. If he walks in the door, I cannot talk about it. But I want to talk about a situation that happened and see if you can relate to me. Okay. And this, I'm sure you can relate whether this is a spouse or non-spouse. I mean, even a friend you probably can relate to. But yesterday, I was in a hurry because we were going back to my son's house. Well, if y'all know, I have farm duties in the morning. Okay, it's staying on. I have farm duties in the morning, right? So it takes me hour and a half to do my farm chores. So yesterday I was trying to get ready because my son, we're going to his house, and he told me that his girlfriend, her parents were going to be there. And so I didn't want to go like who to thunk it, right? So I didn't want to go looking like who to thunk it. So I was like, I better look decent, so protein. So I got up and I was getting ready, and I looked at Shane because he was laying across the bed and he was already dressed and ready. And I said, oh, God, he's coming in. How am I supposed to do? I can't talk when you're in the house. You're going to need to leave. Anyway, so he was laying across the bed, and I said, gosh, he's interrupted.
Just know, if I leave.
Yeah.
That I ain't coming back.
Okay.
And last time I left for a day or two, this place fell apart. So you probably ought to reconsider that.
I just need you to go outside. Go do something productive.
I am. I'm fixing to leave.
Where are you going?
Hey, don't worry about it. You told me to leave.
He's leaving. He'll be back. Anyway, so they're saying, hey. So anyway, he was laying across the bed, and I was trying to hurry and get ready because we were going to need to leave here at 9 o'clock. And I said, it would be nice if you would go do my animals. And he sits there and he doesn't say a word. He lays across the bed and he ignores me. And I was sitting there going, really? Like, really? So it frustrated me because when you say to your child or your spouse or your mother or whatever, you say, will you help me do this? And it's dead silence. That's an indication that they're not going to do it, right? Because you're like, well, they just ignored everything that came out of my mouth. So I didn't worry about it because I was like, he didn't want to do it. So I hurried and got ready. And then I began to walk outside to go do my animals. And all of a sudden, I noticed that he had done it. And I got livid. I was like, I'm over here hurrying up. And when I asked him to do the animals, he didn't do it. I mean, he didn't respond to me. And I've been hurrying. And now I go out here and I walk all the way out here to do animals and he's already done it. Why couldn't he just tell me that he did it? When I said, why don't you go do the animals? Why couldn't he respond to me and say, I've already helped you out, Judy, and I've already done it? Oh, no. That joker had to ignore me and just pretend like I'm not going to tell her that I did it. And I was mad. Okay. Yes, your Aunt Judy gets mad. Yes, I was mad. And I'm out there fuming. Okay. Because first of all, he doesn't know how to do animals. Okay. His definition of doing animals is opening the doors and letting them out. Okay. Shh. That's his quit. That's his way of doing animals. Okay. So this is where we need to talk. When I got back and you know how when you're mad and you give them that, like you walk past him and go, you don't say a word and you're mad. Okay. Well, when I started, he was sitting outside at the picnic area. And as I walked by, I did this. Because I'm mad, right? I am mad that he went and did animals and didn't tell me and made me walk out there. So I give him you joker, you're on my nerves. Like, this is not going to be a good day. I'm getting the preaching stick and I'm like, you get on my nerves. And so, did I turn it off? No. Okay. So I walk inside and he's like, what crawled up your butt? No. I'm like, I need at least half the day to be pissed off at you. Like, I'm so mad. So then, I go to, when we get in this car, I'm fixing to ream him out. So we get in the truck and I'm like, you make me so mad. And he's like, why? And I begin to tell him, I'm like, when I asked you to go do the animals, you sit there and ignore me. Why is there a fly in here? You sit there and ignore me and pretend like you don't hear me. And then I think you haven't done the animals and I'm hurrying up and getting ready. And then I walk out there and you've already done them. Why couldn't you say to me, yes, Judy, I've done the animals for you already? And he starts laughing. And I'm like, oh, so now we went from a little bit mad to I am like this point mad. Like, I am like ready to flip my lid. And then he begins to say, you know what makes me mad about you? Said, what? And he goes, you don't appreciate a darn thing that I do. So then we're in the truck. And I'm like, what does that mean? Because this is what I said. He said, I did that. He goes, you don't appreciate a darn thing I do. And I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, because I started griping about what he did. And I started saying, it's more to it than just letting the animals out, okay? Like, you have to feed and water them. If you're going to help me, then you need to help me. Don't go out there and just open the doors. Go out there and do the whole flipping job. If you're going to help me, help me. And he goes, you know what makes me mad about you? He goes, that you are unappreciative of what I do. So then here comes the Shane and Aunt Judy fighting going on. Okay. Because we're like yelling. Because when I'm trying to talk, he's talking over me. Because when I begin to tell him how I feel, he gets louder and meaner. He's not he's going to get his point across. And then I'm like, oh, Joker, I'm fixing to get my point across because you can't. So anyway, to make a long story short, we started doing this. And we know how I tell you guys over and over and over, I tell you guys, you can't control them. All you can control is yourself. So my point is, when you're trying to get your point across, okay, first of all, you know how I tell you that your feelings are valid, right? Your feelings are valid. All right. So when you try to tell someone how you feel and they begin to tell you how they feel louder and meaner, what do you do? Do you get louder and meaner? Like, what do you do? So this is how I was feeling. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, sure did. Turned it off. You can tell when I turn it off because my hair doesn't curl. Okay. So what all we can control is ourselves. So when we start getting in a screaming match, how do we not let them, like some of us go, they're not running over us, right? They like I'm going to yell to the like I'm getting my point across, right? So like sometimes we do that when we get in an argument with someone. So I began as we're in this screaming match, I felt myself filling up with anxiety. And I felt myself like this is going to ruin my day because he is up on my nerves. Why couldn't he just say, Judy, you get ready, slow down, get ready. I'll go do I've already done the animals. You slow down and you get ready. Why couldn't he say something simple instead of flipping, ignoring me, walking out, doing the animals, and not telling me? Okay, this is where it went wrong. I think after listening to him and me getting mad and so forth, it was almost as if he was wanting to surprise me and he was wanting me to be like walk out there and go, oh my gosh, he's so sweet. And I didn't. I went out there and flipped my lid. So like you see where there's a disconnect, like and what happened is when I started attacking because he ignored me and I started attacking going, why didn't you say something when you made me walk all the way out here? He on the flip side was like, you are so disrespectful. Like you are ugly, Judy, because you start criticizing everything that like you want me to go out there and do your animals, but you criticize everything that I do. Have you ever done that? Have you ever wanted certain things to happen? You know how you have expectations, right? Okay, it's on. Let's see if it'll finish. You know how I talk about expectations and we expect this. And where it in the long run, because a lot of you go, okay, Judy, they're not running over me. And I get that. I get that. But you see how like there's two sides to the story. You know how there's two sides to the story. And so like where I was wanting him to be sweet and kind to me and go, you get ready, honey. I have taken care of your animals. You get ready. Slow down. That's what I was needing. And he was needing, Shane, thank you so much for doing my animals. That was a big shock when I went out there and you'd already done the animals. Instead, I go out there and flip my lid, and then when I'm mad, then I start going, well, that joker didn't do the water. There's green around this water, and he didn't do this, and he didn't do that. So instead of me seeing my blessing, I begin to flip my lid, and I miss the whole blessing behind it. So I could have chose to let it ruin my entire day because Judy and Shane were going at it in the car. we were yelling at each other. Okay. We don't have the perfect marriage. We yell and fight too sometimes. Right. So then, but let me tell you where you can tell that you can tell that I've had therapy and he hadn't. Is because when we got in the car and I was listening to him say to me, but you don't notice what I do, Judy. You're sitting here telling me everything I did wrong, and you don't notice that I let your animals out, and you're just telling me everything I did wrong. So this is what I did. Not that I am queen of the fighting and know how to fight, but there's two ways to fight: unhealthy and healthy. How do you wait, how do you say that? How do you fight healthy? How is that it doesn't even seem right, right? I mean, how do you fight healthy? So in the car, when I listened to him, and I was sitting there coaching myself. I was like, okay, Judy, you can't change him. All you can change is the way you react to his outburst anger and his rudeness. It's like I was like telling myself this. I was like, okay, how are you going to handle this? Are you going to sit it out? Or are you going to dance? Are you going to let this ruin your entire day? And he's going to be on your nerves the entire day? Or are you going to see the good in this and try to handle it the best way you know how? That is emotional maturity. When you can stop yourself in the middle of the tracks and go, okay, let me assess this situation. Because I am out of control and he is out of control. But it takes one person to be mature enough to stop it, because if you keep going at it, then you are ruining your whole day. And the next thing, you're sleeping in the guest bedroom and you're mad for the rest of the weekend, and you ruin the whole weekend. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, being mature enough to go, okay, what is going on here? What is my part? Because I could sit here all day long and tell you what he did wrong. But what did I do wrong? Okay, I can only control myself. So I begin to assess the situation, and it's hard to assess the situation when the Joker is sitting right next to you, right? Because you are so mad at him, you can't see straight. So I begin to sit here and go, okay, I don't want this to ruin my whole entire day. I'm fixing to go to my son's house. The last thing we need to do is be in a fight in front of my son and his girlfriend. They just moved in the house. They need our help. So what do I need to do to take care of myself? This is a situation. I can't control him. What do I need to do to take care of myself? And I paused. Okay. I talk about that all the time. You have to pause when things get like that, or you find yourself getting full of anxiety. My preaching sticks in my hair. When you find yourself getting full of anxiety and you find yourself in the middle of a fight, what do? You have to pause, because Shane is not mature enough to pause. Okay. But I am. I know what I need to do to take care of myself. Okay. So I began to pause, and I was like, okay, what do I need to do to take care of myself? And I was like, okay, I can't control him. I tell my backup dancers all the time that you can't control the other person. So this is the chance for me to take my own advice. And it's hard in the moment. It is hard to pause because you want to get your point across. If you'll just shut up and listen to me for 2 seconds, this could have been resolved by you going, when I said, do you mind going to let my animals out? You said, Judy, I already have done it. Or Judy, I'm ahead of you. This could have been all resolved if you would have just opened your mouth and said that. That's how I was thinking. And so I stopped myself, I paused, and I was like, okay, let me take this situation, and instead of seeing it from my side, let me pause for a minute and let me see it from his side. So I stopped myself, I paused, and I thought about it. I was like, what was he trying to do? Was he trying to just totally tick me off? Was he trying to make me in a bad mood? No, what he was doing is he was wanting me to be thankful that he had already done it. And he was wanting me to walk out there and go, I've got the best. Where I was wanting him to go, Judy, I've already taken care of your animals. He was wanting the same thing. He was wanting me to go, oh, he's so sweet. He's already taken my animals out. Oh, he's the best husband in the whole. That's what he was needing. And I didn't do what he was needing, and he didn't do what I was needing. Right? So I stopped myself and I thought about that for just a minute. I was like, okay, I tore him a new one because I didn't see his needs. I was only seeing my needs. Okay. So I wasn't about to apologize in the middle of an argument because it would just be like, you don't mean it. You know what I'm saying? So I just decided to let it go. And sometimes letting it go means dancing. Did you see that smoke that come out of my hair? Okay, sometimes you just have to let it go, because is it really worth me ruining my whole entire day with my son and his girlfriend and me having anxiety the whole day, not speaking to him, like being mad and all that? Like, where is it getting me? Like, you know how with your kids, you have to pick and choose your battles. It's like sometimes they wake up and they're like, I don't want to wear that. And you're like, none of this, everything that you have picked out literally does not match. Does not match. And so, like, you're like, okay, I do not have the strength to fight with this kid this morning. He's going to school or she's going to school looking like who to thunk it, train wreck, because they picked out their clothes and it doesn't match. But today is not the day that I care. You know how you do that? You pick and choose your battles. Well, it's the same. You have to do that even with your spouse that's 50 years old. Okay. Like, you have to do that because it's not worth it. And when I talk about, sitting it out or dance, some of you are like, Judy, that was his fault. He should have been kinder, and he should have, told you that he let the animal. Oh shoot. He should have told you he let the animals out. And that's a one-sided opinion. He was wanting to surprise me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he was just being mean. I don't know. But oh my God. I cannot handle this curling iron another day. And this curling iron was expensive. This curling iron was like, I don't remember how much it was, but curling irons are not. I can remember the day when you would spend $20 on a curling iron, but now they have to have ceramic and they have to have all this stuff to help your hair. I want to say it was like $100 for this curling iron. So now I got to let it warm up again. But anyway, but that is an example of how you have emotional maturity, is when you can stop in your dead tracks, even though in the back of your head, you know that you're right. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm like, he's the jackleg for not saying anything. Like, this could have been eliminated if he would just have opened his big old mouth, and it would be eliminated if he would learn how to do the farm chores. Like, we do not halfway do the farm chores. We can't leave the house without food and water with my animals. Like, why? What I'm talking about? You know how you're like, in your head, you're like, if you're going to help me, don't halfway do it. It's like someone helping you clean the house, and you're like, they help clean. Okay, I'll give you another example. You ask someone to do the laundry. You ask your kids or your spouse or your friend or whatever, do you mind helping me do the laundry? No, I'm going to tell you this story. Let me tell you this story. This is so flippin' funny. My dad, I was doing field trips like every day that week, and I didn't have time to do laundry. And I said, do you mind doing a load of laundry, a couple of loads of laundry? I can't remember what I said. A couple of loads of laundry for me. And he was like, no, I don't mind. He stuck them in the washer. He stuck them in the dryer, and he threw them on my bed. And I'm like, really? Because I said, do you mind washing and drying the clothes? So I didn't. If you're a man and you're watching me, don't get mad at me, okay? I'm not being a womanizer, but with these men, you can't say. You have to say. You can't say, do you mind washing and drying the clothes? You have to say, do you mind washing, drying, and folding the clothes? Because he took all the clothes, he washed and dried all the clothes, and then threw them on my bed. And I'm like, how did you help me? Like, literally, how did you help me? Because now I've been out here in the pouring sun, sweating my pouring sun. No, the heat of the sun, doing field trips, and you did not help me, because all you did was now wrinkle up all my laundry for me to have to rewash it because it's all wrinkled and the dogs have been laying on it. And you sit here in your head and you're like, I don't understand. Like, how, like Shane, okay, you're going to go let the animals out. Okay, great. Yes, that does help me. But you're not helping me when you don't do like the water and the feed too. I still have to go out there and do the same thing. Like, it's like you have to, you know what I'm saying? But on the flip side, if Shane said, I'm trying to think of what he would ask me. Do you mind doing some man chore? Do you think us women are going to fully do it to their potential? No, we're not. Because God made men and women totally different. He'll go, I don't understand. He wants the water hose rode up right. Okay. Part of his teaching, Shane is a teacher. So part of his teaching is he teaches the kids back in the day how to roll up an extension cord correctly without ruining the extension cord. So he shows the kids how to properly do it. And when I go to use his extension cord, it looks like who to thunk it rolled it up, right? Because I don't know how to roll up an extension cord. And he wants to stop me in the dead tracks and go, no, we are fixing to learn how to roll up the extension cord. And I'm like, Joker, I don't care how to roll up the extension cord. That is not important to me. Just like he's like, Judy, I'll let your animals out. I don't care how you feed and water them. Like when I went out there, there's food and water out there. It's not to your expectations because my animals are spoiled. They get fresh water every day. Shane is like, I went out there, there was water in the trough. So what the heck? And I'm like, that's not how I do it. And he looks at me and says, Judy, we are not rolling up the extension cord this way because that's not how you roll the extension cord. And I'm like, Joker, listen, it's up on the little thing and I'm not rolling it. I don't care. I'm not spending an hour to learn how to roll up an extension cord. And he's like, Judy, this extension cord cost a lot of money and you're going to ruin it. And I'm like, Shane, my animals cost a lot of money. And if you do not give them fresh water, you're going to make them sick. You see? You see how we're like totally different, but you see how you have to have emotional maturity and stop, because at some point, one of you has to be mature enough to go, let me stop for just a minute. And I do not want to look at it from his side of the figure, but I will. But you have to stop and go, what is he trying? Like, so what do I need to do? I don't want to learn how to do the extension cord. I do not have enough time out of my day to learn how to roll up an extension cord. So you know what I did? Are y'all ready for this? I went to Marvin's and I said, I'm going to buy my own extension cord and I'm not touching his extension cord again. So I went to Marvin's. They had a hot pink extension cord. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm buying the hot pink extension cord because I know it's mine because he is not using a hot pink extension cord. And I bought one of those, you know, those little things that crank kind of like for a garden hose, and it cranks and it rolls the extension cord automatically. I bought one of those and I bought a hot pink extension cord and I came back home. I said, Joker, guess what? I'll never use your extension cord again. I have my own extension cord and you better not touch it. And it's rolled up correctly. So see, I eliminated the problem. So I don't use this extension cord anymore. But do you think that he is mature enough to go, okay, Judy wants fresh water in all these containers every flipping day. So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to let her animals out and I'm going to give every freaking animal fresh water because she'll have a heart attack if I don't do it. No, he's not much. He's not going to do that. So what do you do to take care of yourself? This is what you have to do. On days that you know you need an extra drink of your protein with this one. No, he's not mature enough. And I can't control Shane. I can't force him to see the need in giving the animals fresh water every day. He's like, in his head, they're animals. Judy, why, I don't understand why you do this. Okay, I don't care. I don't care that you don't understand. It's what has to be done every single day. But see, when I tell you that I have to take care of myself, the only way I can fix this is on days that I have something to do and I'm in a hurry. I have to fast my sleep and get my butt up because I don't like the way he does my animals. And so why, if I keep asking him to do my animals, and I have asked him several times, if I ask him to do my animals, I have to know that in his screwed up brain, he thinks that doing the animals is letting them out of the chicken coop or the gate. He is not doing fresh water because he does not see the need in that. So if I'm wanting it done, I am going to have to get up early and do it myself. Okay? Because he thinks it's the stupidest thing ever. He thinks it's dumb. He thinks, he's like, Judy, they're not going to die. And I'm like, no, but they'll get sick. You know, where I see the importance of it, because the farm and the animal is my thing. Okay. When you see me do videos and you see me live, it's me. It's my thing. It's not, I mean, he supports me, but he is not going to do what I do just as if I'm not going to roll up the extension cord the way he wants me to. I don't care enough to do it. I am not getting an hour lecture of how to roll up an extension cord. I don't care. I don't care about the flipping extension cord. If it's going to bother him that much, I'm going to buy my own because it's dumb to me. But he's like, Judy, this is an investment. Like this extension cord costs $150 and you're rolling up like spaghetti noodles. Like you're going to ruin it. Okay. But at some point you have to stop yourself and go, okay, I can't fix him. that joker is messed. You have to just go, God love him. He is not mature enough to meet my needs, and go, okay, well, I'm going to go out here and do animals for Judy. And she's going to have a heart attack if I don't go out here and put fresh water every time in the barn. She's going to have a heart attack. You know, he's not going to do that. But part of a marriage is give and take, right? Part of any relationship is give and take. And so many times it's not that you're getting ran over per se. I mean, it may look that way, that you're like, well, why do I have to be mature enough to go buy the darn extension cord and he can't be mature enough to meet my needs? Okay, if you sat there and did that with your spouse, you're going to live a miserable marriage. You know, you're going to be in a jacked up relationship if you think like they think. Somebody has to put their big girl panties on and do it yourself, because it's if you sat and thought like he thought, you're going to be miserable and you're going to be divorced, and you're going to sit here and go, I wish my marriage was like theirs. Well, you know what? If you sit and talk to theirs, she's going to tell you that she has to or he is going to tell you, look, I have to look over my wife all the time. She does not clean up the kitchen. It drives me crazy. I work a full-time job. I come home. Yes, she cooks. She cooks every night, but she won't clean up the kitchen, and it drives me crazy. And then the husband has to go, you know what? Okay, she is not cleaning up the kitchen. Like, she is just not doing it. This is something that I'm going to have to do. I have to accept that my wife is not going to do the dishes. Like, I'm going to have to come home and do the dishes. Like, are you going to let it ruin your marriage and you're going to end up in a divorce? Or are you going to go wash the flipping dishes? You see what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have to just do it. And in the big picture of things, and the big picture, and I had to learn this, okay? Because, like, you know, I didn't do this in the past. I would just get mad. And then I'd end up in divorce, or, I had to get myself mature and realize that no one's perfect, right? There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. There's no such thing as a perfect friendship. There's no perfect answer, right? So you have to be mature enough yourself to fix you. I tell you all that. I tell you that a lot. You got to fix you. Because sometimes those jokers ain't fixable. Shane ain't fixable, okay? He's not. He's not. He's not. But at the end of the day, you know how you have to weigh your options, and you have to write down everything good about the person, and then write everything that you can't stand about the person. You know what I mean? Like, if you're, in a relationship and you're trying to decide if this is the one for you, I don't know, you might not have been mature enough to do that. But, if you're contemplating divorce, let's just say, and you're like, okay, let me write down the good and let me write down the bad. Okay, on the bad, what can I control about this bad situation? Nothing. You can control nothing but yourself. And you have to decide yourself. What, I mean, I could sit here and say, with the situation, yesterday, I could still be mad today and go, all he had to do was say, yes, I did the animals. That's all he had to say. That was so simple. But see, all I had to say was, okay, well, he let him out and he didn't tell me. So, and then, because I'm mad about it, I go into, well, he didn't do this. He didn't do the water. He didn't do the feed. He's texting me. Hang on. Be back after a while. I'm going to get corn. He's going to get corn for his deer. You can't you can't control other people. All you can control is yourself. And when the situation comes up and you're like, they drive me crazy, is when you have to stop yourself and go, what? Let's stop. Let me see this situation from their side. Because most of the time, when you're mature enough to see the situation from their side, is when you're able to not let it get you anxiety. Because yesterday, listen, in the truck, well, it started when I started walking out there and I saw all my chickens out, and I immediately was like, just, I was so mad. I was so mad. And then I just kept getting madder as I walked out there, because I was like, if you're going to let the chickens out, you need to do everything, you know? But, you know, and you know, if you were here with me today, if you lived with me, if you were my roommate or my spouse, and you lived with me and you saw how I did my animals, you'd probably say it's stupid too, because I'm very picky. I'm very, very, very picky. I am. But they're my life, you know, and I don't get animals not to take care of them. I try not to halfway do it, you know. I do my best to take care of them in the best. In my head, I'm like, do you want to drink out of that? Cinco's been standing in the middle of the trough. Do you want to drink out of this trough? No. So if you don't want to drink out of it, why are you requiring them to drink out of it? You know, kind of like that situation. Are y'all I'm not reading your messages. Are y'all following me? I saw that, Mary. Does he watch me do the tour? I mean, my chores? Yes, it don't matter. Oh, I just saw Haley. I don't know how to put you on here, Haley. I don't think I can because I'm on an app. Sheila. Thank you, Cheryl. Yes, Becky, we were both right. Balance is the key. And, you know, I talk about balance a lot. Balance is the key. Haley, were you on here when I talked about you? I talked about you right in the beginning. I don't know if you were on here. Haley, that's doing the podcast with me, is on here. So if y'all want to say hey to her, y'all get to meet her soon. She is the cutest ever. That's all I'm doing. It's going to be hot today. And I miss my Coke Zero in the mornings. I did have one yesterday. I'm not going to lie. I did. And I did buy a case of them. I'm not totally giving them up. I'm just cutting back. But I just don't know what really the purpose of cutting back is, to be honest. I don't really care enough to cut back on Coke Zero. I don't really think it's hurting me any. I will tell you that I've been on the struggle bus about eating healthy. It really started this spring when I had so many field trips and I just kind of got off track and it's bothering me. And you know how I tell you guys, when something robs you of your happiness and robs you of your sleep and robs you of your joy and all that stuff is when you need to address the problem, because it will only increase and get you into a bad situation mentally. And I'm there. We'll talk about that Wednesday. We're going to talk about weight. We're going to talk about weight and health on Wednesday, because I talk about balance and physical balance. Yeah. Hang on, let me put this on. I'm going to tell you that this is probably my favorite lipstick. And I'm not talking about the color. I'm talking about the kind. And can you see? It's called NARS or something. And I got it. Now, I didn't get it from Ulta. I don't even know if it's like at Walmart or if it's at Ulta, but I got it from, it's NARS. It's almost like, it's kind of like a matte finish. I don't know if they have a gloss finish, but I have to go get shampoo today. And oh, it's probably closed. Are the stores closed today? But if you're looking for a new lipstick, I really do like this, just to let you know. Okay, Haley, I'm ready for you. This is as good as it's going to get. I don't know when I'm not, like, Haley's kind of running with this. I'm just kind of the bystander to support her. This is going to be her little thing. So, she's going to be doing all the editing and the subjects. I'm just going to be there for to hold her hand through it and kind of talk of my opinion and so forth. So I don't know when she's going to upload the first video, but the first recording is today. So I will let you guys know. And I don't know if she's uploading it. I don't know I'll find out what she's doing today, and I will let y'all know on Wednesday. And I'm going to have her live on here one day for you to meet her. Because I'm telling you, she's the cutest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. And I think she's 16. And so, I'm all about supporting our youngins. I call her a youngin. So anyway, Deborah, listen, the mascara is probably already under my eyes. I have droopy eyes from what the eye doctor's telling me. See, look, Deborah. It looks like a kindergartner's put on. I really should put my mascara on first and then put on my makeup. And if I remember to do that Wednesday, I will do that, because it is mascara and me look like a kindergartner's put it on. Thank you, sweet Becky. I just love you. I have waterproof mascara, but it's like, I don't feel like it works. Thank you. All right, guys. It's that time. It's funny how, like, it takes me 1 hour to talk and get ready. Used to, I could get ready in like 15 minutes. Hooded eyes. Yes, that's what I have. And they told me there's this procedure that can lift them up, but who got the money for that? It sure ain't me. Maybe if I hit the lottery. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. I got to go let animals out. I don't know if Shane's done it or not, but if he's done it, he hadn't put fresh water in the water. So I got to go do that and sweat before Haley gets here at 9 or 10 o'clock to do the recording. I hope that if you're spending time with your family and you get yourself in a situation like I was in today, there's 2 things that you can do to dance. And dancing means not getting mad and letting it ruin your day or your relationship with that person. To dance means to pause and to look at have emotional maturity and be able to see the situation from their side. When you're mature enough to do that, you can start patting yourself on the back, because that is a lot of work to do that. And it is really mature of you to be able to stop in the middle of a and go, okay, let me stop for just a minute, because this is giving me anxiety. When you feel yourself do that and can stop in the dead middle of it and go, this is giving me anxiety, and I'm going to choose to pause, because this person is from Hades, and I choose not to participate in this rudeness. When you're mature enough to do that, you can pat yourself on the back. But it starts with pausing and not allowing yourself to get mixed up in all that nastiness. You got to pause. And when you pause, mighty things happen, because you can stop in the middle of the tracks and go, okay, let me look at it. Are they just being downright mean to me? Are they just a rude person? Like, Shane is not a rude person. Shane loves me. Shane adores me. Like, Shane is the best husband ever. Is he totally trying to just totally tick me off because he didn't tell me he took the animals out? No, he's not. I just continue. I just let it get to me and almost let it ruin my day. But I paused. So today, when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, and you have your family over and they start going in left field on you, pause. Just pause. Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. I'll see you Wednesday at 7. And a video comes out tomorrow for me. And it's about me going to my son's house. It's a cute little video. I love you. I'll see you next time.